First question in, all in LBJ. I don't think so. At least not right now. Alright, I think I've got everything tweeted out now. Link has been updated on Reddit. So let's get to work. Nothing interesting on the Hornets news. Lamb is in. I was hoping Lamb would be out, but Lamb is in. Best value from the Kings. Good question. Let's take a look at it. So it's tricky. I think it depends what you're trying to play. I think a really interesting sort of off the radar play for the Kings tonight is Garrett Temple. If you think he's going to get enough minutes. So if I look at Sacramento right now, I've got him at 23. I'd like to see, I'd be hoping for one or two more, but I think he's in a really good GPP FanDuel. Okay, so I think that for a GPP in FanDuel, like if you're playing a bunch of lineups, I sneaky want like one or two with Garrett Temple because I have a feeling he's got a decent shot at a good game if he gets the minutes. If he ends up playing like 16 minutes, then ignore what I said. Greetings from the 910. Very much so. Cold day today. Didn't really enjoy going to work this morning. It was frosty at best. So I'll show you, Cody, I'll show you why I sort of uncovered Garrett Temple for tonight as on a lark. I was looking at the Kings on Cleaning the Glass, and they line up really well with Garrett Temple's skill set. I built myself a little table today to look at you know, the frequency ranks of all team defenses, and then to get an idea of, you know, who matches up well with those things. So what we're looking at, this is Denver's defensive stats and their rank in frequency for the following categories. So they're third in the league at limiting shots at the rim. They're also 28th in the league at giving up corner threes. So the reason I landed on Garrett Temple, his main thing is, you know, shooting threes, particularly corner threes. So at 3,700 in a GPP, if you think he's going to get 20 plus minutes, it's one of those situations that plays most to his strengths, and he could be in line for a decent night. So basically, you'll see things highlighted in green or things highlighted in red. If a guy is in the top third in rank, so you know, anything bigger than 66, if the team is a good defensive team, so like in this case, Denver's really good at limiting shots at the rim. Costa Koufos takes is the 71 isn't like his amount of shots. Like if I show you guys this, so he takes 62% of his shots at the rim. That's 71st percentile for his position. So I've been trying to just look at the positional numbers just because I think it's a little bit easier to see. So since he's 71st percentile in bigs at shooting at the rim, this is highlighted in red. He does a lot of work at the rim. Denver limits the rim, so I want to sort of avoid Costa Koufos in that particular scenario. So this just marks off all the places where, you know, people might be set up to have a good game or a bad game. Thoughts on Porter or Morris versus Bucks D? Let's pull them up. I've been like really super relying on cleaning the glass over the past day or two. We'll see where that ends up getting me. Well, there's your poor defense for you. Lots of not great stuff for the way that the Wizards play. It's awesome, Mike. So one key takeaway for this is just because guys, you know, might not have the best matchups, it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't take them. You know, salary still reigns supreme here. If John Wall was suddenly, or no, like if Bradley Beal was suddenly $4,000 tonight, I don't care if he takes all of his shots from the short mid-range. Like, he's just value then. Oh, circling back, B-Ball Maniac, Mason Plumlee, reasonable or stupid? Reasonable in GPP, but I'm not confident in any of the guys that are coming up from Denver for this. So Fareed, Plumlee, Hernan Gomez, Trey Lyles, I can't figure out who's gonna win the minutes battle there. So I don't think that any of them are really in play from a cash perspective. Probably not on Drummond and Love. I think you sort of need to pick one. It can happen, but the things you need from both of them kind of overlap a little bit. Porter or Morris? So we've got Porter here, Keefe here, and these are Keefe's numbers for just this year, so we could take a peek there, but I mean, basically, Milwaukee's going to limit your mid-range shots, and they give up a bundle of corner threes. I don't think this is the best matchup for the Wiz. I want to take Kelly Oubre because I think this looks great, but I just don't think that he's been getting like the right amount of minutes. But you know, he gets to the rim and shoots corner threes, and that's basically the only things that Milwaukee doesn't stop. So if you're doing GPPs, take a look at Oubre. Ben Simmons, love him tonight. I want to try to get him in my lineup. We'll see how that shakes out. I'm going to start building in like 5 minutes. Two-man stack. It's hard to answer. Let me think about it. I've never thought about it like that. So by two-man stack, I assume you mean from the same team. So let me break that down. I mean, like the stupid answer is Boogie and AD, but I don't think that's what you're looking for. I'm assuming you sort of mean value as well. Value picks open today? Not really. Like if Wilson Chandler news comes out in the next 45 minutes, I think that Denver will open up with some interesting value, but nothing really weird came out today. Drew Holiday for GPPs, sure. I don't have any issue with that. I've assumed Embiid's been playing the whole time. He talked like he was. So let's think about two-man stacks for tonight. Places I like. I mean, LeBron and Wade could be a really interesting stack tonight. Wade looks really good, but 6,200 might just be a little bit too pricey. I'm not really in love with Jokic tonight, so nothing from Denver. Nobody particularly stands out for me from Detroit aside from Drummond, so I can't really get a two-person stack there. I mean, Blake and DeAndre. I think Blake's in a great spot, so is DeAndre. That might be my answer right now. If we're ignoring Cousins and AD, I think Blake and DeAndre are probably my answer. Yeah, I'd go Blake and DeAndre. Yeah, I don't mind Collison and Oladipo. I won't be there, but I get it. To kill, Amir Johnson will start for Embiid. Are you just like hypothesizing that, or is that? Did I miss a tweet? Oh, up to 92, teetering on the edge. Will we hit the 100 marker? We probably will, and I'll miss it. Okay, so I'm going to start building my lineup. I'll field some questions as we're going here. For everybody that's been here for the past however many times I've done this, 2 or 3, I will inevitably just keep taking questions and forget to build my lineup until 10 minutes before lineup lock. For those that are new, which seems to be like a bundle of people, I dump my projections into Fantasy Cruncher, and I use the first 3 that pop up as sort of like my guidepost of what's sort of optimal, and I slowly chip away guys that I don't really want to roster until I land on my final lineup. Helps me with the visualization of it all. So that's my plan. And if anybody's curious, shout out to, and I'll just turn around, maybe you'll be able to see it. Tim Hardaway, not rostering Junior tonight, but shout out to Senior. Holy shit, Mason Plumlee, huh? No way. No way am I doing that. So I should probably update my lines. See, this process is just, by the time I realize what I want to do, it's already 6:45. Alrighty. Nope. $3.5 and 219. I already forgot which game that is. $2.5 and 213. Good enough. Cleveland. 2 and 218. Okay, Utah. 212 Clippers. 1 and 208. I've seen people talking about Tobias Harris tonight, and I don't necessarily think it's the best matchup for him, but I feel like I might be more wrong than others. I don't know if that's a good answer or not. Chalmers and Rondo, Cash, DK. I don't have a clue what their prices are, so. Rondo, oh, then right next to each other. I think I'd rather have Rondo. For Ish, Is he going to get enough minutes? Upper limit of the preference rating. I don't know. Let's see. If you're projected for, let's say, 45 and you're projected at, let's say, $4,500, which is pretty weird. I would never expect that. You would hit 16. So upper limit is probably a little bit higher than 10, but it would have to be like a perfect storm type thing. A lot of guys that have to be out. Portland and Memphis, 2 and 196, good enough. 3 and 213. Wizards -5, close enough. Boston 6.5. Atlanta and the Spurs 204 and 9. Yeah, Willie Cauley-Stein's been getting minutes. Might be a situation where you want to ride the hot hand. Probably Oladipo. And yeah, I kind of like everybody on Minnesota tonight. And yes, I still like DeAndre. Look, 219 and I already still haven't done anything. Or 619 rather. I'm just bad at this. 109 live streams. Love it, folks. Thank you to everybody who's here. The fact that I can get 109 people at the same time on here watching me build a fantasy lineup is just really hard to wrap my head around sometimes. You guys are going to make me want to buy better junk from my computer. I'm going to pick up one of those Yeti microphones so I don't have to wear this stupid headset. I'd go Wiggins. I just don't generally like, circling back to the Middleton question, I just don't generally like Middleton. I feel like I always miss on him. I'll tell you what, if it gets to 1,000, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Kyle Anderson for me. Turner's okay, I'm just not sure about his minutes. I'll say this much. Fantasy Cruncher has a lot more minutes projected for Miles Turner than I do. Whether or not that's right or wrong, I don't know, but Griffin or Jokic? Yeah, Griffin for sure. Not a real good spot for Jokic. You know, maybe he capitalizes on Millsap not being there, but I just don't think it's a great spot. I could be wrong. Like, I mean, he's obviously an incredibly talented dude. He's a guy that could transcend matchups, so it's hard to just completely disregard guys that are like, you know, $9,300 priced. There's a reason they're priced at $9,300. All right, let's build this junk. So, first thing I notice after I pop out my after I pop these out, Mason Plumlee will not be my center. And this is why it's good to, like, this might be a bad way to say this, especially for cash. This is why it's good to not necessarily just go with the optimal of whatever comes out. There's no guarantee on Mason Plumlee's minutes. Like, sure, he's a great value at 3,500, but that's a GPP value. I need way more confidence in my center play than I need Mason Plumlee tonight. So he's just immediately gone. Bledsoe at 63 is it's just tricky. I don't think he even knows how he fits in yet. Stuck between McCollum and Middleton. I actually think it might be Middleton. I didn't really like the way that McCollum lined up, or at least I think that's the case. What was my note? Yeah, not the best matchup for CJ. I'm ignoring Portland. Ignoring? Huh, I could be wrong. Yeah, that's going to be the big takeaway from this. I'm going to say a lot of dumb stuff over the course of an hour on most of these. So just try to, like, I don't know, remember all the times I'm right. Beal a lock if Wall's out. Yeah, you kind of have to. He's just a different player with him out. I think Paul George is a big risk. Mike, we're about to find out. I haven't had Giannis be popping up in this stuff, so I am getting Blake, so I'm locking Blake. So I said something this morning where I was incredibly dismissive about Carmelo Anthony. Let me just pull it up now so everybody can see what I'm looking at. I dismissed Melo almost immediately, and after I dug into it a little bit more, I'm a bit less dismissive. Let's put it that way. So like, you know, obviously Melo is going to get minutes and his projection is going to be decent. I like him, you know, at 6,700. It's kind of crazy to think like that's a price for Carmelo Anthony. But he's in a good spot, like, and you know, even guys like Abrinas is, you know, could look potentially good, but I'd have to, like, you can't roster him because he's not going to play enough minutes. But like, the Pelicans are incredible at stopping people from going to the rim. They're 5th in the league for shots at the rim, which is, you know, incredibly good. And Melo just doesn't take shots at the rim. His big thing, for forwards, he's in the 78th percentile of taking just threes in general. Takes 32% of his threes from not the corner, or 32% of his shots from non-corner threes, which is great. And the Pelicans give those up. So I think he looks pretty good, all things considered. I have a feeling I'm going to end up on him. And the reason I'm scared about Westbrook is that he takes a large majority of his shots at the rim, and that's the thing that the Pelicans stop the most. So I'm nervous there. Haven't talked about Avery Bradley yet. Haven't really looked at him. Did I make a note about him earlier today? No. I'm pretty much just on Drummond from Detroit if I need to be. I like Melo's situation tonight. So I think that I would take Melo more than Tobias Harris. I'm probably in the minority for that, though. Mitchell or Hood? I do like Gortat tonight, but not as much as I did this morning. If that's where you end up on center after building everything out, I don't hate it. But earlier this morning I was going to lock in Gortat, and now I'm not necessarily locking him in. Maybe Hood? I don't know. I don't really love anything on Utah. Kevin Love or Melo? I think it's got to be Love. Just more better opportunities. Melo over Wiggins. Ooh, I think I prefer Wiggins. It's just those are two guys that are not like normally compared. 31.9, 67. I'd rather have Wiggins because he's $500 cheaper on FanDuel, but I'm gonna assume that you're asking me that question about DK. 33 minutes left. Yep, still haven't done anything. All right, I need to start focusing here. So Blake is a lock for me now. I've liked him since I saw his matchup, and I think the same goes for Kemba for me. And just in case anybody's curious, I'll pull up Kemba. And I'm hoping that Kemba is relatively chalky, because I don't normally like rostering Kemba. Oladipo's in a good spot. He's just sort of in like a salary no man's land for me. I don't remember who the Hornets play. Oh yeah, the Wolves. Why is it pasting like that? That's because I'm pasting the wrong stuff. Half hour left and I've got nothing. Yeah, nothing super interesting. I think I was waiting on the Lamb news now that I'm going through this. Is this going to... thoughts on Aaron Gordon? I like him. I just don't think I'm going to end up on him. Is this going to be from a GPP perspective? No, so I play predominantly cash, like 85% cash. So everything that I'm generally saying is going to be from a cash perspective, unless you're asking me, like a particular GPP question. Up to 124. This is the most fun thing I've ever done in my life. All right, I had been locking Kemba, and now I'm on the fence. So I do like Wiggins, so I'm going to lock Blake and Wig. And I think I just need to go with Drummond because I think it's an amazing spot. Thanks to whoever pointed out that I can filter by opponent here. For, I don't know, 3 years or however the hell long I've been using Fantasy Cruncher. Never noticed it. These numbers aren't going to matter because they all assume Tristan Thompson's playing. I would not be going with 3 Cavs tonight. And I love the analysis too because it makes me actually think about this. So, this benefits me just as much as I hope it benefits everybody else. Hello, person whose name I'm not even going to bother with because I'm going to whiff on that. Yeah, Hi, Arosha. Maybe? Drummond for me. All right, I'm locking Drummond. Let's get crazy, people. You don't know what DFS is. I don't know how you got here then. Cool. That's fun. Drummond has AIDS. I don't sing, and I won't sing. Is Westbrook a bad play tonight? I think so, but I also might end up with him. I don't ever sing. I don't know where this is going, but I appreciate you being here. Fareed is in a good spot in that he's gonna play tonight, so he's in a good spot relatively speaking. I can't manage to figure out what the Nuggets are going to do in the backcourt. I'd rather have Giannis over LeBron tonight if we're looking between the two. Let's do this now. I think my stupid self is going to end up with Carmelo Anthony. I think just because he's been down a little bit. AD under 10K. Circling back to this one, because it's definitely something I haven't said at all yet tonight. I have no interest in Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. The things they do the most play right into Dallas's hands defensively, and they've got a low team total. It should highlight my name when we type it. It should do like all sorts of crazy stuff. It should send out confetti and stuff when you pick that weird option on an iPhone. It shouldn't do that. Any new news while I've been rambling? No minutes limit on AD. Tony Allen in. Eton Moore starting is irrelevant, I guess. No update on Wall. Ugh, just avoid that game right now. Like 2 weeks. Probably Willie Cauley-Stein, but that's just because of my aversion of the Spurs in general. Reggie Jackson, I'm not really on him. I haven't really looked deep into him. I kind of just disregarded him at the beginning. I don't know. Nothing jumped off the page for me. All right. I'm officially disregarding Westbrook right now. Yeah, I think I probably like Melo more than Taj. Okay, there goes Westbrook. Now I'll have an interesting look at some lineups. I got all my data from Basketball Reference. There's a daily leaders page on the frivolities section. Each day posts all the people's box scores, so you can grab it really easy. If anybody wants to do me a favor, somebody just sent me a message on my earlier video asking about who's the boost for Millsap. Just go tell them to get on here now and find out. It took me like a really long time, but it's not really my model. I stole it from Basketball Reference, who stole it from Tango Tiger in baseball, who I assume fully created that. It's real generic. I just use it as a jumping off point. Okay, so if I pull Westbrook, then I've got to go with Kemba, which is interesting. And apparently I'm locking Melo, which didn't see that coming this morning. That's going to be the same, right? Okay, I need to pick a small forward, which is interesting because I generally hate all of them. Man, I would really like to take Wilson Chandler tonight, but oh boy, do I not trust it. Well, I hope your dream is a reality because I can use it. Butler or Wiggins? That's a good question. What do I have Wiggins at? 31.9, Butler 32. Wiggins for sure. Yeah, I didn't realize the price gap was so big. Are they closer on? Is that for FanDuel or DK? I mean, Embiid's playing, but yeah, you probably want Rashawn Holmes in some sort of fashion. I wouldn't have Butler and Wiggins. I'm not taking the risk on Beal. I didn't really like the matchup for him. He didn't really grade out well for me today, so I'm just kind of ignoring the Wiz. It depends where Stanley Johnson's minutes are. I've got him at 28, but you kind of need him at a little bit more for him to be worth it. Look, I don't like Rondo, but if he's going to get 26 minutes or so, he might have a chance to hit value. I don't know about Gortat's minutes in back-to-backs. I do think he's an amazing play. I think there are better, higher, and some of the stuff that he does doesn't line up well defensively. I can't wrap my head around anything the Kings do. The only King that I think that I like is Garrett Temple, and no one else is going to say those words. So, just if it comes true, I'll tell everyone about it. But I won't talk about that again if Temple puts up 4. I don't really trust Eton Moore. I can't take like the 5th best option on a Pelicans team. I've got 22 minutes and I don't have a damn clue what I'm doing. Probably not Embiid in a GPP. Best value on DK. Great question. No idea. At some point in time, guys, I will learn how to prioritize what I'm doing. I think the best value on DK tonight might end up being DeAndre Jordan. I have no idea what to do at small forward. What happens if I put Giannis in? Does that just, like, does everything just freak out? Moutier or Prince? Is it bad that the first time when I read that I thought Tayshaun? I didn't think Taurean Prince. I pictured Tayshaun Prince first, and then I pictured Prince, like the music guy Prince. So I guess I don't like either of them. Best value on FanDuel. I don't know. Everybody that's on my team. Pau Gasol, I haven't looked at him at all. And you guys are picking some real interesting dudes out of the woodwork for me tonight. Whew. All right, what happens if I lock Giannis? How bad does this get? Yeah, that's not going to be possible, or else I'm rostering a bunch of idiots. Yeah, I'll take Music Guy Prince at 4,800. Purple Rain, though. That's the jam. Dennis Smith is I'm okay with him. I think Barnes is in a decent spot, but I don't really want any part of the Mavs. That actually tripped me up because I started thinking about Gary Payton II, and I was like, I'm sure one of Kemp's 6,000 kids are in the NBA at this point. I get it. I think I'm going to end up on Joe Ingles because I don't know who else to take at small forward. I have Ingles marked as filler. I just didn't land on any small forward. I also think it's interesting that I'm not going to end up with Ben Simmons, which I don't love. But I think I like Blake more than Ben, given the extra money that I have to spend. I don't love McCollum tonight. I like Lillard more. So I liked Courtney Lee a little bit more, but he's gotten a little bit expensive. Joe Ingles at 54. What's he been doing? He's just been not playing well. Why is it that every day that I do this, I just sit here and I can't figure out who the hell I want to play at small forward? No, I don't think that Simmons' value goes down with Embiid playing. Yeah, I know. That's Mike. That's my biggest issue right now. I know that game has high implied totals, and I can't find a soul in those games that I like. My note from when I looked at Orlando was, I don't know what to do here. And then from Indy, I think I only liked. I don't love Oladipo, but his matchup isn't bad. So I don't know what the hell to do. I can't play Garrett Temple in a cash game tonight. Although if it hits, I'd probably look like a genius for a hot minute. No love for John Henson. Kyle Anderson over Roberson. For sure. Not Roberson in any way. Tobias Harris, maybe. So many people are talking about him, but we'll see. Oh my God, am I going to end up taking Fournier? I hate him. Oh, I hate him so much. Why is his price going up? Yeah, let's take a look at Boyan. Is that an alert? I thought he was back all day. Am I going to take Boyan Bogdanovic right now? Like it's a good idea? How is small forward such a wasteland? I've got 16 minutes. Wall is in, I believe. I think we had that conversation earlier. See, like this is what I'm nervous about. Orlando's been really, really good at limiting threes, and he's not exactly bringing much else to the table. I am just lost right now. I think I'm on Fournier tonight. He's at 64. Oh my God, maybe I'm not. John Simmons at 4,700. Lives in the mid-range. He's gonna have to get to the rim. 26 minutes, needs 23-ish for value. Embiid or LeBron, FanDuel GPP. I think Embiid, because I think he'll have lower ownership than LeBron. And I don't like Jokic tonight without Millsap, but I don't know. I mean, I can't find anybody that I think is a good small forward option, and I've got 14 minutes to figure it out. 162? Here we were talking a couple minutes ago about how great 100 was. Hell, we got a better chance to get to 200 tonight. Kemba for me. Yeah, I think like James Ennis is probably too far down the list for me. I probably need to take a look at Stanley Johnson quickly beforehand before I just disregard him, but I feel like I didn't like him. Yeah, Redick's not bad tonight. Right? Cleveland and Detroit. Yeah. Need to move that thing. Well, shit. Fire up Stanley Johnson. Classic stack of Stanley Johnson and Andre Drummond. And suddenly I have 2 bits of that game. I can't go with Wesley Johnson. I'm just gonna. Everybody's looking at that fluky game that he just had. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll end up with Wesley Johnson. Okay, I can handle that. Detroit's implied total was high, right? Yeah, 4th. Let's go for it. Let's get weird. Where you at, Stanley? Now let's see what opens up. Okay, so it seems like I'm getting Kemba regardless. Now I need to figure out my other point guard, and that'll bring everything out into view. Right now they're giving me Rondo, Drew, and Jamal. So we'll go. Rondo, Drew, and Jamal. I think I'd prefer Collison out of all of that. Wade and Oladipo for sure, if that's a either or question. And I just plugged Indiana stuff in here, and I already forget what it said. Heh, 10 minutes, still not done. I'm generally answering questions for FanDuel, but if you ask me a particular question for DK, I'm happy to answer. But all my answers generally skew FanDuel. So it's just corner threes and long mid. Ooh, I can't do Collison. Can't do Collison. Gordon or Porzingis? Porzingis. Maybe I'm about to find out that I like Reggie Jackson. No, I can't do 3. Landing on a lot of Pistons all of a sudden. Jokic is not my first center, and he's probably not my 10th center. I could come to rue that statement, but it's not for me today. Let's see. 9 minutes. Gotta focus. Second shooting guard. Highest I can go is probably in the 6s. So I think that's going to be my spot for Rodney Hood. Maybe Danny Green. That Piston stack, though. I don't think I'll have Corey Joseph tonight. Or do I just listen to myself and take Wade? Who I got for shooting guard? Well, I have Wiggins. I don't know who the hell I'm going to take as my other shooting guard. Man, if his price was like 52 or something, I would love it. But he's been shooting a ton lately. Needs to get to 25 and 4, 29. I think I might be okay with that. What do you guys think? Wade or Hood? It's Wade, right? Wade, Hood, Wade or Hood. Great. Wade. Alright guys, if I lose, I blame all of you and I'm never doing this again. So, you made your bed. Alright, I've got $10,700 to split between point guard and small forward. Let's figure out what kind of garbage small forward I want to take and be done with it. I love Kelly Oubre tonight, but whoa, can I not pull that trigger? Drummond for sure here. No love for Steven Adams. If I win, I pay all of you. I won't win enough for that to be a good thing. Alright, I'm going to bet on the game and hope for the best. And that's going to put me in point guard purgatory, but I've got 6 minutes left. My first locks when I built tonight were Blake, Andre Drummond, Wiggins, and then Melo. So I'm going to end up with a lineup that I don't believe is a very good cash lineup now that I'm seeing it. I have a feeling that I'm going to have I'm going to be rolling the dice pretty big. Drummond for me here. I think Patrick Beverley is in a really sneaky spot to be like an awesome GPP play. But there's no way I can touch him. So there's no way for me to get up to Kyrie. Which means that I'm looking at crappy point guards. Drew is 63. Has played well against OKC in the past. Needs 31 and change. I can't do it. His price just isn't low enough. But it can't be Bledsoe either. This is not good. That's not bad. Still like a tourney. I mean, it depends. Like, depends what percentage of the payout is happening. 4 minutes. I need to figure this out. I think I'm going Drew Holiday here. I don't love it, but it's really my only option. So, Kemba and Drew. I don't like that I'm not on any of the major guys. I have a feeling this one's going to look like a disaster tomorrow morning. I did not get the cleanest build. I like all of the guys. Like, I don't find myself rostering guys that I don't like tonight. But at the same time, it didn't come together like I thought it would. I thought tonight was going to fit together with like some pretty awesome puzzle pieces. And it just didn't. And that happens. I mean, I'm not playing anybody that I don't see in a good matchup or a good game state, so I'm happy about that. But man, I'm rolling the dice a lot. I think my top level is going to be good, and then I just need to hit my lower guys, because I like Blake, I like Melo, I like Drummond, I like Wiggins, I like Kemba. I think all these guys are in great spots, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting night. In an optimal world, I'd have 10 more minutes to look at this, but we are not there. We are locking in 2, and I haven't even hit enter yet. Honestly, my play probably should have been drop from Drummond down to DeAndre to open up $1,500. Hey, FanDuel. What you doing here? Cool, that's not updated. Now I really gotta hustle. Kemba, Drew, Wiggins, and Wade. You're watching me scramble, guys. 1 minute. Probably less than that. Boyan, Stanley, Blake. Mello. And Drummond. Hey, I was in there the first time. Nonsense, FanDuel didn't do it. I'm good, guys. I made it. 20 seconds to spare. I'm still even going to get in, hopefully, some head-to-heads. Am I going to get there? 3 seconds? 2 seconds? 1 second? Yeah, I only got 13 of them. Oh, what an interesting turn of events that became. Huh. I agree, Jizz Dragon. I'm very happy that we got that many people. Nah, that's not on you guys. That's on me. I could just ignore the chat. I just can't help it because I'm weird like that. I'm happy. Look, I got in everything that I needed to get in. It's probably in my best interest to not have much more. Digging these live before locks. So for everybody that's still on, I know we're at lock. Tomorrow night I will not be live. I will do a recap video in the morning and a video to cover the slate in the morning, but I won't be able to be live heading out of town for Thanksgiving. I will have projections posted every morning, including Thanksgiving, although I don't even know if there's any games. But I'll be out of town, so I won't be able to do any videos until maybe Friday night. I don't know what time I'm going to get home. But otherwise, then I'm going to be back, and I'll play on the weekend since it's going to be a long weekend. But I don't know. The DFS area is usually a pretty big ghost town in Thanksgiving time, at least for NBA content. But, you know, I'll be back soon enough to handle it. I really, really like doing this stuff. It's super fun. I never thought that I would enjoy something as much as I would just plugging away and just rambling to myself. I'm learning to love the sound of my own voice. I feel bad for you guys for having to listen to it. I don't do NFL. Sometimes I put some lineups in, but you don't want to hear my thoughts on that. It's just never been my thing. So let's see. We still have 135 people on there. Yeah, I'm going to do a recap video in the morning. Show you guys exactly how everything that I did tonight went. Fingers crossed that it went well. Good luck to everybody else. Good luck to everybody that has my parts of the lineup. If you don't have the dudes that I have, I don't want you to do that well, particularly if you've got chalky dudes. I'm going to see if I've gotten any ownership percentages. I don't remember how much I have of the first one. Is it really a one-game slate tomorrow? Okie doke. So if you guys want to hear my thought processes here, taking a look at my ownership, I know we've only got a couple stragglers left. 9.2% on Kemba, I'm fine with. That's about as low as I want to be in cash. Wiggins looks good at 16%. Wade at 1.4% is absolutely terrifying me. I don't know why he would be so low owned today. I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm going to assume it's because more people have worked in Giannis and Bron or Cousins and just couldn't find the money to fit 6,200. So I didn't expect to say that Dwayne Wade could make or break my lineup tonight, but Man, do I need him to get like at least 25 points. Bojan being 34.7 is awesome. I didn't really like the idea of taking him, even though that matchup is great. But that's pretty chalky for a $4,200 guy, so I'm not so upset there. Stanley Johnson at 41, I don't love, but again, small forward's a wasteland. I probably should have just paid up for Giannis or Braun, but you know, you live and you learn. And then Drummond at 7.9, I love. I'm surprised that's not higher, but there's a lot of stuff out there for center tonight, so I get it. LeBron, 33.6% owned. I might rue that. That might be a problem. Any other interesting ownerships in this double up? Collison at 25 I think is too high, but we'll see. Avery Bradley at 19 I feel like is too high. Sarge at 6.5, I like that. Oladipo at 20. Yeah, I don't know. People are betting on that big Indiana-Orlando total, and I get it. But, ooh, it's the Dwayne Wade show, everybody. He better play. Just wait for that tweet when it comes out that Dwayne Wade's going to sit. He's not starting, that's for sure. Calderon, Smith, LeBron, Crowder, Love. There you go. Yeah, look, hey, I'm on Team Wade tonight. One last peek. Kemba, Drew Holiday, Andrew Wiggins, Dwayne Wade, Bogdanovich, Stanley Johnson, Blake Griffin, Carmelo Anthony, Andre Drummond. Wade's. Are you saying that Wade's sitting, or are you just hearing me ramble about Wade sitting? I'm just assuming he's going to sit because that seems like it would screw me pretty bad, and that's just how like life works. But let's hope for him having a game. Well, there we go. Can I tell you about TweetDeck? It's how I use Twitter. I don't know. Okay, good on rambling. Yeah, I've used it for a while. I think Twitter acquired them a while back. You can just have a bunch of columns. So like, you know, I see things that I want to see pretty immediately. I get all my notifications. You know, if there's any good deals on stuff. TweetDeck's the way to go. I can't imagine using anything other than TweetDeck. That's for sure. No news on Wilson Chandler that I have seen. I assume that he is in as of right now. I hope that he's in. Or that'll make people that played all the big men that I don't like better off. But I think that's going to be it, guys. I don't have much more to ramble about, and to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of hungry, and I've got some pork tenderloin and some roasted broccoli just waiting for me to get downstairs. So with that said, thank you all for joining me. It is an honor to be able to do this and have 162, I think is the max we had. 162 people join us coming up until lock. So I will be back again with live streams sometime after Thanksgiving, probably maybe Friday night, probably Saturday night. And if you can, do me a favor, like the videos, subscribe to the videos, tell your friends about the videos, and because the more that I can grow this place, the better it'll be for everybody, because I'll put way more time into it the more people that show up. That's it. Everybody have a great holiday. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels. The roads are crazy, so be careful. Thank you to all for being here, and I'll talk to you guys later.